everybody. How are you doing? I am late. Yes, my name is Lindsay. I am with Perfectly Pastry. If you don't know who Perfectly Pastry is, we are a local bakery in Waterloo, Illinois, and I am usually on here at 12 Central, 1 Eastern time every single Wednesday, and I am late. Would you like to know why I'm late? Okay, first, if you're watching me live, drop me a heart. Let me know, hey, I'm watching live. If this is the first time you ever caught me live, use a 1. Let me know. Like, I've never caught you live. Thank you for hopping on. And if you're watching me on replay, use hashtag replay. Let me know that you are catching me on replay. I love to see who's watching it and commenting and all of those sorts of things. All right, would you like to know why I'm late? Have you ever had your email so full that you can no longer get emails? Like, okay, so Google has been telling me for a really long time, like, hey, your storage is getting low. And I was like, okay, whatever. Like, I'll just ignore you. I don't know what that means. And I go to log into StreamYard and I'm like waiting. So StreamYard like sends a code to my email. I'm like waiting for the code and I'm like, what's going on? So I open my phone app and I'm like, well, that's weird. My emails haven't updated since yesterday. And I like go onto my computer and I'm like, that's weird. So I log in and I'm like, that's super weird. And at the very top, it's like really bold. And it's like, you can get no more emails until you clean up your storage in Google. I literally spent the last 30 minutes cleaning out emails going back to 2014, because I guess that's when I signed up for my Google account. Yes. That's what I was doing. Like, I just got just enough space. Like, I still have a warning that's like, you are about to run out of space. You won't get any more emails now, I know. But I got it cleaned up just enough to get one email to get the code so I could get logged in. I was like, oh no, I'm going to have to do this old school. I'm going to have to log into Facebook, which is fine. I can do it that way, but I'm not going to lie. The audio isn't very great. And so I was like really trying to avoid it. So I am late. What can I say? I'm late. I don't know. It's a thing. So here I am. Who knew that you could run out of space on your email? And it's so funny. So if you get a notification that says you're running low on storage, maybe you should pay attention, because I guess Google doesn't just send that to you just for shits and giggles. Pardon my French, but that's what I thought. Like, no joke. Whatever, it happens, right? You guys, just so you know, our holiday menu is out. We'll be sharing that around on Facebook. It is part of our links on Instagram. So if you hang out on Instagram more than you hang out on Facebook, I totally get it. If you go up to our profile, you go to the menu, you'll be able to click on the holiday menu and see all the different options that we are going to have. I'm really excited because some of my favorite things are on our holiday menu, and my mom is only willing to make them during the holidays. So you guys are in luck. I'm really, really excited about that. So make sure you follow up on that. Okay, so I have something to tell you guys. And my sister's like, do not talk about this on your live. But I'm going to do it anyway. She's like, nobody cares. I'm like, that's okay. I'm going to share it with the world anyways, because I am so excited. So I have 2 favorite words. You guys have heard me talk about them before on lives. I know. Who has favorite words? Like, I know it's not really a thing, but it is a thing in my book. Okay. So I have 2 favorite words: fruition and pontificate. Okay. Fruition means to like bring about something that you've waited for a while. It finally comes about. Okay. So opening our bakery, our storefront, that finally came to fruition. Pontificate is to like pompously spew facts. A lot of time it's like political view, but like my daughter is a fact spewer. I'm a fact spewer. My aunt's a fact spewer. We like to like stand and spew facts. It's called pontificating. I have 2 cartoons that actually have those words in it. So I was so excited when I found them. The new versions of Pinky and the Brain that you can watch on Hulu, they have fruition. The word fruition, like their plans finally come to fruition. I was like so excited. Mind blown, right? And then Raya and the Last Dragon has pontificate. Boom. I was just like, no way. There is no possible way that a cartoon worked in my 2 favorite words, right? Like, so crazy. Again, my sister's like, stop being a nerd. So here's something that's like totally out there. We were watching Blue. If you've never watched Blue, it's like the show on Disney Junior. Probably we watch it on Disney now. I don't even know if Disney Junior is a thing. We stream stuff. We don't have cable. We've been cord cutters for years. Anyway, stop calling me lame. My sister's calling me lame in the comments. Don't read the comments. Don't read the comments. She's being mean. Yeah. So, all right. So we were watching Blue the other day, and there's this episode, Hospital. I don't know, first season, second season. My kids watch it all the time. And the dad lays down to play pretend. I think they're playing doctors or something. And the dad's like, my name is Telemachus. I couldn't believe it. Telemachus. And I know what you're thinking. What? Yes. So when I was younger in like 9th grade, I took Greek mythology, and I love Greek mythology. I absolutely love it. And we read the Odyssey. And in the Odyssey, Odysseus' son is Telemachus. And I I absolutely love the name Telemachus. If I had a son, I wanted to name my son Telemachus and call him Telly. By the way, everybody thinks I'm nuts for that one, but we're watching it and I look at my middle child, Madeline, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, if we had a boy, I wanted to name him Telemachus. I wanted to name your brother Telemachus. And she was like, what? What does that even mean, Mom? So I was just like so excited. I was so excited. I had to call my mom. I had to call my sister. I had to text my husband. I had to text my buddy. I was like, you'll never believe this. That's me. That's me in a nutshell. I love words and I love the name Telemachus. Anyways, I thought I'd share it with the world because I was so excited about that information. Anyways, I will actually get down to some of the important stuff since I like totally A, showed up late, B, totally procrastinated because I'm telling you that story. I cannot believe that I did that with my email. Like, who knew that was a thing? Yeah, I know. It's crazy. So I just wanted to remind everybody that our first annual food drive is coming up. We're really excited about that. Again, I've been working on some graphics and stuff. I'm not the greatest graphic designer, so it like takes me a bit to like find things that I actually like. So I've got some graphics. We'll start sharing them around so you guys can get the details on it. Just so you know, it starts November 2nd. I'm looking at my phone, and it's going to end November 6th. If you bring in either a can of green beans, can of corn, can of fruit, can of pumpkin, can of evaporated milk, can of cranberry sauce, or can of mushroom soup, we'll give you 10% off. So if you come in on Monday and you donate something, you'll get 10% off. You come in on Wednesday and you donate something, don't come in on Monday. We're closed. That was silly. If you come in on Tuesday and you donate something, you'll get 10% off. You come in on Wednesday, you donate something, you get 10% off. You come in on Saturday, you get the point. You donate something, you get one every single day, 10% off, okay? And it's our way to give back to the community. We are actually doing it with the House of Neighborly Services. They go around and they hand out Thanksgiving baskets with all these things so people can make Thanksgiving meals. These are some of the things that they want to include to all of the families. And so we're reaching out to you guys, asking you if you bring that in, then we'll let you get 10% off on some of the tasty treats in our shop. That starts November 2nd through November 6th. Please do not show up on a Monday. We are not open up on a Monday. I was just throwing words out there. So, you know, whatever, it happens. Okay. Last week, we talked about cookies. I left in the description the link to the video from last week where we talked about making cookies and how you can get better gifts from Santa by making better cookies. This week, because of course I waited till this morning, I was like, what am I going to talk about? That's a thing. And so we were like talking about some baking tips. My mom has some baking tips, but I was like, I don't know how I'm supposed to actually talk about that. She was like, I saw the coolest thing. And I was like, what is it? She was like, did you know you can make meatloaf in muffin pans? And it takes about half the time to cook meatloaf. So starters, I never made a meatloaf in my life. I don't like meatloaf. My husband loves it and I never make it for him. I did know this one. I has actually seen it on Pinterest. My mom had not. So her mind was totally blown. She's like, it takes forever to make meatloaf and you can make it in these little pans. And then we were teasing her because she was like, if somebody's having a dinner party and they have to make meatloaf for a lot of people. And my sister was like, A, when do you make meatloaf that often? And B, when are you having dinner parties that you need to make meatloaf for, Mom? And she's like, I'm just saying, it was such a cool idea. So that was my mom's tip because like that was fresh on her brain. You can cook your meatloaf in half the time if you put it in a muffin pan. So you have like meatloaf muffins, right? Yeah. And so below, if you got a muffin. Anyway, so that was her tip, which I was like, I don't know how I'm supposed to talk about that. So today, instead, I'm going to follow up with cookies by talking about icing because that only makes sense, right? Exactly. That makes more sense than following it up with meatloaf. It's okay, Mom. We love you. Okay. So I dropped in the description the link to our sugar cookie recipe, the link to our American Buttercream recipe, and the link to my daughter's pumpkin American cream buttercream because let's be real, we have lots of pumpkin around, right? I mean, the holidays are coming up. We're going to be making pumpkin. You can use just a little bit of that extra pumpkin that you didn't use for another recipe to make pumpkin American buttercream. And my kiddos absolutely love it. So that is what I thought I would share with you guys today. So those are all in the descriptions. There's some things when it comes to making American buttercream. One, your butter needs to be room temperature. Obviously, that's a going theme in a lot of recipes. Room temperature butter. Again, it's easier to work with when you need to whip it up if it's not cold. So room temperature butter, that is the best. We have larger mixer with the bowls and they have the whisk, I think is what's called. Yeah, here we go. That's why I'm not the baker. The whisk, okay? Not the paddle. Because the first time I tried it, I tried to make it with the paddle and I was like, Mom, it's not whipping very well. And she's like, are you using the whip attachment? And I was like, I don't know. And I like sent her a picture and I'm like, it looks like this. And she's like, that's the paddle attachment. And I'm like, sorry. So make sure you're using the right attachment. It's the whisk, the one that kind of reminds you of a whisk. It whips it. You want to whip it. You're adding air to your American buttercream. That's how you're going to make it light and fluffy. Yes. Okay. So you want to use your room temperature butter. And the other key is you need to whip about 10 minutes. It takes about good 10 minutes to really incorporate air into your American buttercream to get it nice and fluffy and whipped. Okay. So like some of the things that my kids and I like to do, is we make the sugar cookie recipe, because I'm not actually a huge fan of sugar cookies, but I actually really like this recipe. The cookies are very moist, and so I like moist cookies. I don't like crunchy cookies. My husband likes crunchy cookies. I think that's because he grew up in Chicago and there's like a lot of Italian influence, and I feel like their cookies are really crunchy, but like my husband likes his cookies crunchy. He's crazy. Okay. Yes, crazy. And so I really like the soft sugar cookies. I'm not going to lie. And we have like, I think I bought them from like the Dollar Tree in all honesty. Cookie cutters. Like I have like turkey ones and I have Christmas ones. And then we have like hearts and stuff. And we have big ones. We have mini ones. Like we use them for all kinds of things in my house. And so I let my kids make cookies. As a matter of fact, my mom, my sister, and I used to make sugar cookies when we were kids. And I remember one year, like that was what we did for everybody is we bought all these like cute tins and we made sugar cookies. And I remember we made a buttload of cookies, like to the point that my sister and I were like, if we never have to decorate a cookie again, we'll be thankful. It was just like, at some point we were just like kind of like hurrying up and dipping it and rubbing it in the sugar and just like moving on. It was so much fun, let me tell you. But typically we really liked it. That year we just made a lot of cookies and we were not enjoying it anymore. I mean, we were pretty young then. But my kids, they like to make cookies too. So we get them out and we cut them and we do all that sorts of things. Sometimes I let my kids cut it by hand. I mean, what's it going to hurt? I let them try to form it because, we're just making cookies at home. And then we make the American buttercream. My kids love the fact that we can make it at home and we're not buying it from the store. It's so simple. Like you'd be surprised how simple it is. You literally add it all together, turn it on, walk away, and then come back to it. Easy. So easy that my 3-year-old, well, she's not 3 anymore. She's actually going to be 6. But when she was 3, she used to help me make it all the time. So she loves making it. There's videos on YouTube, on our website and everything of her making it. So it's really, really easy. The kids love it. So it's not too messy as long as you have like a mixer. And the kids love it. They can do it on their own. So you don't have to supervise them as much. I know my kids love to be able to like take control and make the recipes. And I just kind of watch or help. Obviously I help in and out of the oven. My eldest is 14. So she actually can do a lot of that now versus when they were younger. And both of these recipes are really good. Now, my middle child, she doesn't like pumpkin, so she doesn't eat the American buttercream with a pumpkin in it. I love pumpkin. My eldest loves pumpkin. We honestly are the ones who eat those the most. And then we get like sprinkles and stuff from the store, and I just like, we just do whatever we want and we just decorate it. So that's kind of like our thing we really like to do. It's fun. We don't live around family. And so I have to come up with lots of activities to help keep the holidays going and my kids feeling like they're building memories and things like that because we're not going and seeing family during the holidays. And so to me, sugar cookies, so simple, so easy. Like I love doing that with my kids, which brings me to some of my favorite things that are coming into the store. Woo! Look at that segue. I know that was like Master Pro segue, right? Again, the holiday menu is out, which means I'm so excited for it. We are bringing back our Christmas tree cookies and our Santa hat cookies. I love them so much. They're so much fun. As a matter of fact, my mom, one year when we first started making them, she made them with my nieces that live by her, right? And my kiddos didn't get to make it. She was coming out in January and she brought all of her stuff out and made Christmas tree cookies with my kids. They were so excited. It was so much fun. It was really hard. Like I cannot do icing. My kids did way better than I ever thought about. I'm not a piper. I told you guys, I'm not really the baker. I like just here, kids, you all do it. Right. So it was really kind. My mom did that and my kids absolutely loved it. They talk about it every time the pictures pop up on Instagram or they pop up and like my Google Photos and stuff, which I'm having to delete. So I'm not deleting those. I'm deleting. You'd be surprised the kind of crap that you save on your phone. Like, oh, screenshot. I'm going to look at that. And then some of them date back to like 2016 and I've never looked at them. So whatever. Anyways, so yes, keep an eye out. Christmas cookies are coming. They're the most adorable little Santa hats and Christmas trees. We'll be carrying those in the shop soon. We were just talking about that. My mom's like, oh, I got to start working on those. And I'm like, I'm so excited. Those are some of my favorite. They're so cute. All right, you guys. So just make sure that you go click on the links, download those recipes so that you can start making some of that stuff for the holidays with your kiddos. Like I said, we've been doing a lot of baking tips over the month of October because we're getting in preparation for the holiday season when we're doing all that holiday baking. We talked about some of our tips for pies. Those are in some of our past lives. Definitely check out our Facebook page and look at all the different recipes and instructions and tips that we have for you guys. All right, I'm going to hop off because I'm now going to have to spend the next like 30 minutes still deleting emails so that I can get the rest of my emails for the day, because who knew that was a thing? If you're watching me on Facebook, you should be liking and following us. If Facebook's not really your jam, I totally understand. We are on the other social media. Facebook is the only one that we are at Perfectly Pastry Bakery. All the other ones is just at Perfectly Pastry. Let me repeat that. Facebook is the only one that we are at Perfectly Pastry Bakery. All the other social media, we are at Perfectly Pastry. All right, you guys, I'm going to hop off and I will see you guys next week. And I want to invite you to look up the hospital episode of Bluey and learn about the name Telemachus. Watch Raya and the Last Dragon and listen for the word pontificate. And then if you really don't have anything else to do, hop on Hulu and you can watch the new Pinky and the Brain where they talk about fruition. I think it's like mind control with electronics or something like that was the episode. But either way, fruition, couldn't believe it. Mind blown. Yes. All right, you guys, you have a wonderful rest of the day and rest of the week, and I will see you again next week. Bye, guys.